Hi, I'm Tats. I'm here at Superbooth 2024, day 2 with Noisegate, and I'm here with Korg Berlin. Korg Berlin is a subsidiary of our mothership Korg. We're a small team of 10 people and we're developing new hardware for making music. This is our latest and greatest prototype. It's still a prototype, but we're pretty sure it's going to be quite close to the first product that we're going to be releasing. It's called Acoustic Synthesis. It's phase 8. That's what we're calling the prototype. And acoustic synthesis is something that's kind of in between an acoustic instrument and an electronic instrument. We make sounds by hitting these pieces of metal. Oh yeah, there we go. And I just hit that with a stick. But the electronic bit is this thing here. This coil, actually, we pass a pulse of current through it and it moves, it hits the resonator much like a hammer in a piano, except it's electromagnetic. And it doesn't make any physical contact. So we let the thing ring and sing out its beautiful tone. We have a little sequencer on here. It's very simple. So we can play it out like that. And it actually has 2 ways of working. So one way is we can hit it like I just showed you. That's just hitting it, letting it ring, and like any acoustic body that's resonating, it will decay to nothing after some time. But what we have in here is feedback control where you can sustain the notes indefinitely. So if I turn the sustain on, and you can let that ring indefinitely, so it can do very kind of drawn out, long organ type, atmospheric ambient stuff. The other great thing is, these all have individual VCAs on them and we can open them up, much like the pedal on the piano. And if you open it up, just like I showed you just now, oh, it's very loud. And when you open it up, it will react to everything that's happening around it. So we're trying to make electronic instruments that are also acoustic, so they respond to the surrounding, to the environment. You hold it up to a speaker, you will get feedback. It will react to all the physical interactions. And when you're playing, when it's making sound and you turn this up, you hear all the other resonators that are not being hit, exhibiting their sympathetic resonances. So it gives it a very kind of airy kind of liveness to it, almost like a reverb. It's very similar to convolution, actually, with the resonators. And also what you can do, because these things are actually moving to make the sound, you can put stuff on them. You can mute them. Okay. You may go crazy like that. With this one, you can even change the resonant frequency. Which can be a lot of fun. You can even bow it, actually. That's also fun. I don't have the right thing for it, but you can scrape it, bow it. So we're really trying to make an instrument that feels and sounds alive. We've put a lot of work into making these, what we call resonators. And also, we also have fun as well. So, for example, we use a lot of science to make these exhibit the frequencies that we want, but we also can draw like funny shapes and just see what happens and see how they sound. So that is Acoustic Synthesis Phase 8.
Hello, I'm Trent, here with Noisegate in Berlin at Superbooth. I'm here with Timeless Garden, which is a collaboration from Whimsical, which is my brand, and Meng. and we've created this instrument called Horizon. It's a bit of it's kind of an exploratory analog ecosystem is what we're calling it. It'll make some pretty chaotic out there sounds, as well as some really beautiful melodic things. So, in the middle of the instrument here, there's like one mountain here and another one behind it. These are two filters. So right now they're just making sine waves, nice and simple. So they're just self-oscillating filters. But then it has this stepped modulation, where as each of them play, they trigger the other one to like move through these weird melodies. If we turn the pitch down, it'll kind of slow down that movement. And then the other way is we have FM, which creates these sounds. But then if you turn both sides up, it very quickly gets into this like, super chaotic territory. And then you can add the step stuff on top. But then you can the keyboard will take over. So. Makes these like really lovely like meditative sequences where you can just let them sit for a while. It's like really nice to listen to. So right now the touch surface has been latched in. That's what this button does, and it'll basically just loop whichever keys are active. Currently the lights are a little dim, but that'll be changed for the final version. Just in kind of late prototype stage. Yeah, one of the nice things is basically if you're holding the keyboard or if you've latched it, it'll kind of take over and become like quite pure and simple. Right. But when you release, everything comes back and it goes totally nuts. Yeah, and then so that's all just the original main section, and then on top of that we have this incredible like filter bank delay kind of outside. So yeah, it's a great little bundle of analog electronics. It's super fun. You can learn it, or you can just play around and try and be intuitive with it. So yeah, thanks for having us.
My name's Tom from Verbos Electronics. I'm here at Superbooth 2024 with NoiseGate. I'm here to show you the Sawtooth stack. So this is our first standalone device. We have a MIDI input, first time for Verbos Electronics. 2 internal envelopes, and we have a normaling scheme to kind of assist with the standaloneness of it. So this envelope 2, it's being triggered by our sequencer up here. It's normal to the amplitude control, and that just creates, you don't have to have like a cable salad on top of the your patch here. Moving over to the oscillator, it's essentially 5 foundation oscillators behind the panel with a global frequency control, so we can change here. Then how we address the pitch change of the other 4 is the spread control. So whenever we turn up the control, we start to get this detuning. And what we find here is like we can find these like kind of pseudo chords that we can land on. And right now we don't have so much harmonic content, but that can change with the harmonic section. Whenever I bring up the timbre, I'm going to crossfade between no harmonic content, aka sine waves, and all harmonic content with a saw wave. We also have a richness control, which essentially is a wave multiplier. And we're gonna add even more denser harmonic content. And this is being applied to all 5 oscillators. So we go from this pretty clean, pure sound to this almost like ringy FM phase distortion sound. Yeah, 10 U-verters on everything. And like I said, we have MIDI control here, so we have the MIDI CC channels written on the panel to kind of make this pretty clear whenever you're mapping your CCs. And yeah, MIDI control over the whole panel. Also, stereo left and right outputs. That's it.
Thank you.
No,